The BMW X3 2022 tries to change that with its mid-cycle update, which involves moderate improvements to its interior and exterior design, plus the addition of more advanced technology. Are these changes enough to affect the impression among staff? What's changed? If you put the 2018 and 2022 X3 side by side, the differences are quite stark. At the front, the grille, headlights and fascia are new, with air vents getting bigger and bolder, especially on the version with the M Sport design package. The iconic dual-kidney grille is slightly larger on the newer model, and it looks like the two kidneys sit closer to each other, while the headlights adopt a modern design and feature new daytime running lights. It goes to the rear, and the square taillights stand out, while the rear fascia and exhaust pipes are also more square than before. The exterior upgrade was well received, making the 2022 BMW X3 look younger, fresher and sportier. Not because the 2018 model looks old, but in a segment that is growing fast and where there is stiff competition. Last year's X3 seems stuck in time. Changes inside are also welcome. No more of the old CD player layout, replaced by a redesigned center console with updated metallic switchgear that gives the interior a fresh feel. While the center console hasn't changed much, the updated design is nicer and more contemporary, with a new look for the climate control. Also new is the shifter and all the real estate around it, which now includes a push-start button next to the shifter instead of next to the air vents and new iDrive controls. But the most notable improvements are the larger 12.3-inch touchscreen above the dashboard and the 12.3-inch display that replaces the analog instrument cluster. The touchscreen adds the new iDrive infotainment system, which now supports Android Auto first on the X3. Wireless Apple CarPlay is now standard on all fronts. These changes are not only visible but appreciated. The graphics in the new instrument cluster aren't as flashy as the 3D graphics on the Genesis GV70, but it's nice to see a more modern interior in the Beamer. iDrive 7 is easier to use than previous versions, with updated maps and more modern graphics. Drive under the hood of the X3, it remains largely unchanged. The 2.0N-liter i4 turbocharged X3 xDrive30i produces another 248 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. The 8-speed automatic transmission sends that power to all four wheels, although when conditions are optimal, most of the power is sent to the rear wheels. This formula works well on the road. While the X3 xDrive30i isn't the dynamic SUV it's meant for the more powerful 6-cylinder M40i, it does provide a comfortable yet sporty ride. The base engine is powerful enough to propel the X3 through winding uphill roads without hesitation, with the transmission dropping quickly when needed to generate more torque. A paddle shifter is included if you want to manually select your own gear, but find a fast transmission on your own. The Sport individual driving mode allows the driver to customize the driving experience for the engine, transmission and steering, but we didn't notice much difference compared to the normal mode. However, the chassis setup stands out on twisty roads, where the X3 feels embedded and exhibits low body roll, while the suspension manages to absorb pavement imperfections well. Objectively, the X3 xDrive30i's numbers are inconspicuous. Going 0 to 60 miles per hour takes 6.4 seconds, a figure that's mediocre compared to other entry-level German SUVs. The 2021 Audi Q5 Quattro we tested earlier this year hit 60 miles per hour in 5.7 seconds, and the 2020 Mercedes-Benz GLC 300 did it in 5.4 seconds, a full second ahead of the Beamer. Expand that list to include the 2020 Acura RDX and Lexus NX 2022, and the X3 is in a better position. The RDX hits 60 miles per hour in 6.4 seconds, and the NX with its new 2.4-liter turbo engine does it in 7.3 seconds. The story is mostly the same with the quarter-mile and figure-8 tests. The X3 crossed the quarter-mile mark in 15.0 seconds at 92.5 miles per hour, a figure slower than the Audi 14.4 and Mercedes 14.1 seconds, but faster than the Acura 15.2 seconds and the Lexus 15.5 seconds. Braking, however, is a strong characteristic of the X3. It stops from 60 miles per hour at 109 feet, an impressive figure considering its size and weight. The X3 xDrive30i, though, prices go up quickly depending on the equipment. The good news is that the cost remains relatively the same compared to the previously updated model. The bad news is that the model is well equipped.